Hello, friends. This is tired, grumpy Punchinello here with a normal-ish intro relative to the other intros that I've done. They've gotten maybe a little too crazy as of late, so we're gonna tone it down this time. We're gonna take it easy a little bit and talk about what these guys talked about, which I don't really know what they talked about. So I'm looking at the show notes document to try and figure out what they did. I assume Cho'Gath and Kane are safe bets. You know, Kane just came out. Cho'Gath is pretty powerful right now, so they probably talked about them. There's an entry here for Kenny Rogers' song, and somehow that can teach us something about League of Legends. I think Dom put that in, so they probably didn't talk about that this episode, but I have no idea. Maybe they did. There's also a couple questions on here, one from Nathan about when to swap trinkets during jungling, and one from Camping Dragon, who asks how much time to spend attempting a gank. Now, they could have answered both of these questions. They could have answered neither. They could have talked about any of these topics. They could have talked about what they got at the grocery store over the weekend. I have no idea. But hey, I think Lancever's on this episode, and he's pretty cool. I think this is his second appearance. He doesn't show up very often. But every time he does, it's on an episode that I'm not on. I've noticed, Lancever. Yeah. So anyways, here's a podcast.
Welcome to the Trinity Force Podcast. Yo, it's that Triforce cast beaming straight to your home. Grab a beer so we know Pone ain't drinking alone. Send an email, a quick tweet, just pick up the phone. Leave a message, hit the beep if you're a creep, watch your tone. Discuss the meta game, patch notes, whatever helps your stats most. Obi-Pone Kenobi is your last hope to snatch gold. So grab your headphones and join in the fun. We'll try enforcing some jokes and some cringeworthy puns. Yo, we can make it together, people. Trinity Force Podcast. These boys are second to none. Now that's the end of the intro. It's time we begun.
And there we are. We are live with episode number 456 of the Trinity Force Podcast. Back after a week and ready to talk about some League of Legends. I should say a weekend, but we are back and ready to talk. So I'm here with Lancifer, our producer, and Cereal Box.
Yeah, I am the reddest shade of the rainbow, which is really cool because I think both Pone and I are wearing rainbow-ish shirts right now. Did I see that on you too? Hell yeah, we were fucking matching. We didn't even mean to.
I dropped the ball here.
It's all good.
I'm wearing a Brewery Pride Week t-shirt from one
I
of
was
the
going to
local
say, that
breweries.
looks like Grind Guys.
It sure is. It's their
nice.
Pride Week t-shirt. So, yes.
Mine's just a stupid Frisbee shirt that I don't even know what the team is. So
Well,
it just looked cool.
We'll pretend it's for Pride Week. I'm okay with that.
Good enough.
I'm going to put out this unicorn thing, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, there we go. We got stickers here.
We got unicorns. Woohoo! So,
Oh my gosh.
this is going to be an interesting episode because we've been having to scramble to get people together. We've been trying. So before we get into that episode, though, I do want to throw out there that the LCS Rundown is looking for new hosts. So if you would like to be a host of the LCS Rundown, go check out our subreddit at T-Force Network. You can find that subreddit over at trinityforcenetwork.com. There's a button along the top. And so if you think you have what it takes to talk about the LCS every single week and be on time and all that good stuff, and you have podcasting experience, even if you don't, go read that post. They just want you to put an MP3 together and send it off to LCS at trinityforcepodcast.com, I believe. Go read all the post. Jiggly Duff wants you to, he's laid it all out there for you. So yeah, LCS Rundown.
Yeah, I as somebody who I was just thinking about, like, I joked on the subreddit that I was gonna throw my hat in the ring for LCS Rundown again, just to go run it back, even though I don't want to watch the pro scene anymore. Something for both, if you are interested in either of these, is to be very proactive with your not saying send an email every day, but in your clips, like, make it obvious that you are wanting to bring something to the table, as opposed to just like, I want to sit on here and talk about stuff. Like, it'd be fun. I know that it's also, I guess, worth noting that you're going to be away for a little bit.
I didn't bring it up.
I assume
do
that's
this
one
a
of the
lot, right?
reasons.
Like, I have these ideas and I don't bring them up until we talk on the podcast, but it's been a lot that I'm going to be away for a little bit because I have, for those of you who don't know, my wife is pregnant. She's 3 weeks out from giving birth, and so after that I'll be probably out for a few weeks, or I'll be on from time to time until we can kind of get settled in and get everything taken care of. Plus I have some other life changes going on as well.
You should note that given what Adam just said, we do have a very good paternity and maternity leave situation set up for you guys in case that does happen. That's what he's taking. We get great insurance here, very full coverage in the network.
If you didn't catch that, so-
Yep.
That's right. So I have a couple things to talk about tonight. I mean, if you're watching the YouTube VOD, you can kind of see some things that are up here on the PDF that's showing on the screen. There's some things in Summoner School I want to talk about, and if we have some time left over at the end, I've put a bunch of trivia questions together that I was going to throw out to everybody.
Uh-oh.
Just kind of fun.
in a way that like we will wait for a few seconds so that people could like answer at home in a way.
Yeah. So I want to.
That'd be fun.
It's kind of like make it fun at the end because I don't know. We don't have a whole ton of content. Days got switched around, stuff happened. But anyway, let's get in this because we've spent way too much time just bullshitting about this. The first thing I actually want to talk about, there was a post on the top of our Summoner School today, and by the user, Driffa. He's unranked according to this, and basically what he says is that if you get autofilled, you should speak up. Just meaning that like if you get autofilled, you jump into the game, you shouldn't look at it as an opportunity or you shouldn't look at it as a way to lose the game, right? Like, oh, I got autofilled support, we're going to lose. You just speak up and say, hey, I got autofilled. Does anyone want this? I can play whatever. I did it the other day. I got autofilled to jungle. And I said I can play any of the other full roles. I don't care if I play support, but I can't play jungle. I got autofilled there because someone could take it. And we did. We swapped around and we ended up winning the game because of it. But I think it's a really good thing to speak up more. We've talked a lot about communication, and I'm kind of throwing that out there, hopefully as an open-ended discussion topic.
I've talked about like one of my main things in League of Legends in general, and this ranges from champion select to in game at any point. Like being very open and honest is a good thing in general in life. So like it's not a bad thing to practice in League, and it will come off so much better if you say what Adam's saying, where you say like, guys, I got autofilled to support. I would like to switch. If you come at it as a somebody switch with me, I'm not good at this role. Fuck, I can't do this. Like in a really aggressive manner. Like it will get you less people objectively than if you were nice and kind of willing to work with people, and then people will be willing to work with you.
True life lesson for you.
Instead of going back to the good old days of, oh yeah, well, I can't play this, so I'm trolling your game, or screw you, I'm taking this role anyways. Just asking nicely for it will always get you more things than just being basically a rude ass the entire time. But yeah, I'm kind of with you, Pona, of just can't play jungle, so I'm more likely to ask somebody in that champ select of, hey, yo, I can literally play anything else. Please?
Right? Let me have a position.
Please?
And right now, if you have I think 450 IP, Cho'Gath has a crazy fucking win rate. So
yeah,
there you go, get that jungle going.
Yeah, just like we said on the patch, last week's patch notes. If you haven't checked that out, Cinder Hulk on top of the changes with Cho'Gath has pushed him into beast level of jungling up to 50%. I think he just said 56% win rate, and
I mean
he's absurd.
Yeah, I mean 3 of the top 5 are super low IP junglers. You have Cho'Gath, Ramus, and Nunu.
And people were saying that Ramos was going to be bad with the Thornmail changes. Please.
Did those go through already?
Yeah.
I thought that was just he got changed a little bit.
The Bramble Vest is in the game now.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. So Bramble Vest is in the game. Ramus now only has his move speed reduced to 30% rather than 60%, which makes ganks a little less punishing. I played against Ramus the other day. It was Ramus, Rakan, Jhin in the game. And they ganked bottom lane. I was playing Sivir.
Ooh, yeah.
There's.
Ooh.
I got out of the first gank thanks to an E and then a well-timed flash. The second gank, not so much. I can only stop one spell from hitting me.
You can only stop one spell. Like you burn a summoner versus 3 potential semi-long range hard CC movements or abilities, and that's not gonna happen too often.
I think the second gank that came in, the one that got me, I ate the Rakan pop up on, and what did I do?
Who are you?
No, sorry,
Sivir.
I was Sivir. I dodged the Rakan pop
Oh
up.
God, yeah, that's.
I dodged the Rakan by walking out of it. I ate the Ramus E taunt, but I got hit by the Jhin W just because I couldn't move away from everybody quickly enough. So yeah, it wasn't a good time. But I think we ended up winning that game too, thankfully.
somehow.
You just push lane out. It's not that bad as long as people don't keep laning phase going on forever, which is something else I see a lot of people try to do is they keep laning phase going on for a really, really long time. We talked about that I think last episode or the episode before, where sometimes you just need to end laning phase early because it's more detrimental to your team than it is anything else.
Something to go real quick back to the autofill thing. We have in I think probably 60% of episodes for the last like month or two. You have that one dodge. Like even if that doesn't work out where you can't switch those rolls around, and you think this is an auto loss. Just be like, if you have that first dodge or two per day, take that like 3 LP loss and just be like, all right, cool. I'll wait 5 minutes and do something else.
You know, I sit here and I tell everybody, take that a 3 LP loss, do this, do that. And sometimes it's really hard when you're sitting in there and you're just like, oh man,
Yeah.
this game might not be as bad as I think it's going to be. But I'm really coming to that. I have to follow my intuition and just dodge the game. I have said, though, the only way I won't dodge, right, is if I'm in a series, because obviously you can't.
Don't do it then.
But I have said that if I ever have a Teemo on my team ever again, I will dodge. I don't give a fuck who's playing Teemo. I will dodge that game. I'm so absolutely sick of playing with Teemos.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah, well, you only get to play like one game a week. So if I dodge a game, you're not playing.
I'm on paternity leave from League of Legends. I definitely have a child. Definitely.
You're like Santana,
That's
where
it.
you play really hard in the summer, or excuse me, the winter, or late fall, and then summer rolls around and you are MIA. But hey, at least you make it to the podcast, unlike Santana, who said he'll be here twice now.
I got shit to do. I got sports and stuff.
Sports are for losers. You should do esports.
I did. I used to do a podcast about them, but now I do this one instead.
And where are you now? We could also talk about some of these listener questions that came in as well.
Yeah, I mean this document is
Bare bones.
wildfire of stuff right now.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff that we can talk about later, but I kind of want to wait for tons of people to be around so we can get lots of input on it. But Camping Dragon wrote in, right? And he says, how long should one spend attempting to gank before giving up and returning to the jungle? Now, what I mean by this, I assume he means sitting around camping, waiting for a gank attempt.
It's like the sitting in like a brush for a while and hoping that they move up into a situation that works. And something that I think this is going to be a really I have been pushing so hard for like time saving activities has been one of my main points for a long time now. And this is another one that I haven't brought up because I don't play jungle and I don't have to gank that. I mean, ganking is like running down to lane from mid, and then I guess if it doesn't happen, running right back up. And one thing you might see in the LCS a lot is a jungler that like goes into a bottom brush and kind of just like starts recalling. Like it kind of looks weird because you're saying, wait, why would you do that? Why would you possibly just recall? And then a lot of times they'll cancel it, and it's kind of a way of saying, I can hedge my bets here, and if the gank isn't going to happen, I realize they've backed. I have already saved 4-ish seconds on a recall to get back to base if that's what I was going to do. And that honestly like doesn't put you that far away from jungle, like, and get you a buy and full heal and everything. So
Yeah.
that's something that I think is a good like practice that I think might not appear to be as obvious as some other things in terms of like waiting around. That doesn't answer that question at all, but it at least gives you something else to do if you are like finding yourself staying in those camping situations a lot.
It's a very open-ended question because there is no one correct answer to it. Where I can tell you sit and wait for 15 seconds, and then if that doesn't work, go back to your jungle. But it's more of a way to gauge how long you should sit is think about how good your awareness is of the enemy jungler and what the enemy jungler might be doing while you're spending your time attempting to gank. And then you kind of have to do this really fast, right? Or it also becomes, what's the word I'm looking for? Trial and error, where you might try it one time and you waited too long, and then 10 games down the line, you get to try it again, right? So trial and error gets you through it. But like as you're sitting down there in the brush and you're counting the seconds in your head, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going, all right, well, the enemy jungler, I last saw him at red. 15 seconds ago, he's either ganking top lane or he's walked over to a camp and is taking that. So meaning he's potentially up or even a camp with me because I was able to clear faster than he was. So I'm now allowed to sit here for 30 seconds and wait. But if I wait any longer or even wait that 30 seconds, I could lose out on everything. And that's what the kind of thought process you have to have when you're deciding to sit and wait is, what does the enemy jungler get out of this that I don't? And that could potentially just be farm and whatnot.
I would also think that a lot of that able to sit there time kind of depends on what laners, who you're ganking for. For example, if Cho'Gath, if you're ganking for Cho'Gath and he uses his E right as you walk into lane, then I would say you at least need to wait until his E or knockup, whichever that is
Q.
Q, yeah. Yeah, you can tell how much Cho'Gath I play.
Honestly, I'm like, he's got his spikes that you now activate, because that's not gonna.
His knockup. If he uses knockup right as you come into lane to wait, you probably gonna at least want to wait till his next knockup comes back up to give him another chance to help you with that gank instead of just kind of being an auto attack useless. But yeah.
Yeah, trying to gank lanes when people have cooldowns up or don't have mana is never going to be worth your time sitting and waiting.
Yeah.
So something I just realized, kind of thinking about the point I was making, because I was circling back to it in my head, is there's also an opportunity cost that you can associate, like you were saying, with like how much is the enemy jungler getting, is let's like imagine you've just cleared your bot side jungle and you finished on Krugs, and you're debating like ganking bottom, like it's a ganking bottom or clearing the top side of your jungle. If you go bot, do that thing I'm talking about where you wait and brush, start recalling, and if you see a gank possibility come up, cool. If not, you've backed and you're now closer to your top side jungle now, and you've put pressure potentially for your team, or potentially made a gank happen. Like it might have happened in that scenario. So it's, you gotta check what's available to you at the time, and if you've already cleared your whole jungle and there's nothing up right now, like you're not really wasting time. Like you're just kind of waiting for something to happen, and that time could also be spent like warding up and getting some more information. But like if there's not much to do, waiting on a gank is not a bad thing to be doing, because the opportunity cost of it happening is very low, but the reward is potentially pretty high.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I think a lot of times people will ask, what is my optimal jungle path? Because there used to be, start here, go here, I hit this level. I mean, we talked about it a while ago where you can get really fast level 6 or whatever it is, but there's not really so much an optimal jungle path anymore for anything. There's just jungle paths that lead you to specific objectives. And, of course, you can optimize that one way or the other, but there's something that I like to tell a lot of people who are jungling is that if I go ahead and I clear out, and I go and I do camp 1, 2, and 3, it doesn't matter what 3 camps those are, and as I'm thinking about doing these camps, what am I setting up for the future? So I'm Warwick, I've taken red, I go to blue, I go and take Gromp, I'm now level 3, and then I'm going to walk into river and I'm going to go ahead and heal up off of the Scuttle Crab if I need to heal. Otherwise, I'm just going to run back into the enemy jungle and try to counter gank, right? Like that's my thought process behind that. Or maybe I'm trying to farm fast to 6, so I'm just going 3 buffs and clearing my entire jungle, coming back and then starting again where it left off. But you can kind of see where I'm going with this, where as you are playing the jungle, when you're coming back from base, like Serial says here, is the big one. If I go bottom lane, what do I leave myself for the piece that I want to do in the future? Well, I have 2 camps up top lane, so I can go bottom, do my thing there, and then walk around river, head up the top, etc., right? And start planning out your pass and figuring out where I'm going to be and why I want to be there. And that's why we talk a lot about tracking the enemy jungler. If you're not tracking the enemy jungler and you just feel like you're kind of floundering around, that's your next step that you need to take as a jungler in League of Legends, is track the enemy. Figure out where they're going to be at, and that'll stop you from floundering, because then you're able to plan your jungle pathing properly. Lancifer, you have a whole I've
got a
army
party
of things going on.
I have a party going on over here. I don't know what it is.
You know what it is?
Oh no, I know what's going on. It was nice and quiet here before the podcast started, and then I don't know.
They knew what's up.
They know what's up. And there's another motorcycle going through my room. Let's just mark that.
Well, this is why you're the audio editor. You'll just go ahead and take that.
It's my problem.
Yeah, it's your problem, not mine. You better be marking all those things. Heartless Beaver actually makes it. Yeah, I'm sure you are. Heartless Beaver makes a good point in chat. Is you need to know if the enemy later shows the enemy. Well, he said this earlier about the enemy later. If they're showing aggressive tendencies or not, and that's going back to the point of you should stop and wait. Because if you're watching the enemy laners like you should be doing, you can tell if the enemy laner is going to keep pushing or popping their head up a little further than they need to, and that allows you to sit, wait, and gank because you can tell what that enemy laner's play pattern is going to be. Yeah, I know way too much about this fucking game, and I don't apply it enough. Let me tell you. Fucking sit here and analyze
it's funky
shit.
to think about like how much information like even people like who don't talk about the game with other people that have been playing for so many years like how much information you know about it and how much you remember and you know all these skills and all these so much shit, and yet like trying to apply it all at one time in a game is just it's so crazy like game to game. Also seeing the amount of hours. That's a frightening thing to me, and Pone, I know it would be way worse for you. The amount of hours spent on this game for some people on this podcast, is kind of high.
That's why WoW used to have the or still does have the /played feature, and I think when I was playing vanilla WoW for the first time around, I had 150 days played outside of like the first year that it was out. I kind of went, I might have a problem. But it was less than that. It might have been like 90 days played, but still, it still kind of got a problem when you got that much.
Still.
So there, yeah. I hope that answers your question, Camping Dragon. I hope that gets you somewhere in here or helps other junglers out as well. This question from Nathan is still on here. God damn it, Dom.
Did we talk about that one?
Yes, like 3 podcasts ago.
Cool. Use your sweeper.
Keep your sweeper. Pick up. Well, no one else can see it. He had asked, should I keep the yellow trinket for wards and vision the whole game, or switch to sweeper level 9 for disabling wards?
If you're a
when I gank?
jungler, mind you, that's
right.
a important thing. The level 9 being obviously when you can get Oracle, the better one.
So I want to switch gears here a little bit, and since I have Lancer on the show, Lancer, the last time that you came on, we gave you some advice, and I want to know how that advice started working out for you. Do you remember what it was?
Play Kennen and only Kennen.
And
Midlane.
play Kennen mid lane.
Yeah. Well, it went pretty well until Player Unknown came out. Which I'm sure is a very common thread. But yeah, I played a ton. I can't remember when exactly that podcast was. But I know after that I basically took the advice. Played Kennen, only Kennen, flew through Silver 5 pretty quickly. Had something like a 60 to 70% win rate with Kennen through those games, and that was during the time that AD Kennen was ruling everything and AP Kennen was awful.
So you made the. So what you're trying to say is you made the advice work.
I made the advice work, yeah.
Good.
And now AP Kennen is better.
Were you playing AD Kennen previously?
No, I was playing. I don't like AD Kennen at all.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, something about the play style of it just feels weird and off to me. So I just kind of stuck to AP. Started watching a lot more Mez plays. Mez. You know, good old one trick. Go buy Spartan Patreon and check out the Champion Select podcast. Kennen Champion Select podcast.
Yep.
Recent
one.
No, started watching him a lot more. Was surprised at how much support Kennen he plays.
Through autofill or through on purpose?
From what I could tell, intentionally. Like he was like D5 or something like that, and he played like almost exclusively support Kennen until he hit D4, and then he was like, okay, now we can go carry roles again.
Well, good. I wanted to follow up because I'm sure some people out there might care, if it's just one out of the thousands that listen.
Yeah. Hey, you one person, I appreciate you. I have a 71% win rate with a 4.44 KDA.
See, need to get back on the horse. Get off a player
21,
get back on the horse.
21 games played. My goal for this season is to have at least 100 games on Kennen, minimum.
Well, you better get back in there. Delete a player unknown off your computer.
The big problem right now is 3 megs up, 3 megs down, but
Ooh, yeah.
and fluctuating from 70 ping to 580 ping.
So have any of you been able to play with the new champion Kane at all?
Nope.
Lance,
Nope,
I assume you
He
haven't
looks
played.
bad.
I've heard real bad things though.
So I've been playing. I haven't played as the champion yet. I have played against the champion a number of times. I banned it once against one of my teammates because I didn't feel like letting him play the game, and it's yeah, that champion needs something, man. Like I think he's fine, right? Like I think he clears fine. He moves around the map fine. He is one of those junglers that gets overshadowed right now by the other top junglers like Elise, Lee Sin, Cho'Gath, Rammus, Nunu, all that kind of stuff. But he fares fairly well out of the jungle when you can play him. And his win rate's low because he is a higher skill cap champion. But the most frustrating thing about his kit isn't the fact that he heals a fuckload if he's in red form, or the fact that his ultimate doesn't do any damage. It's that his E is very frustrating to play against because his E allows him to walk on the outer walls and not just through the map. So like if you are in the middle of a gank or you need to catch somebody, you could run through the outer edges of the wall to get somebody, and it's very frustrating. And that's why I think with a little bit of tuning, and maybe not necessarily to him, like his ultimate needs a little tuning on the damage front, but a little bit of tuning in his favor, and he will skyrocket and win rate. Like I said, they've already talked about. If you guys didn't see that out there, Lee Sin, Elise, and some others are going to get some minor nerfs. Zach is on slated to get a minor nerf next patch because they're talking about playing Worlds on 7.16 or no quarterfinals in 7.16.
God, we're already getting to that time again.
Yeah, it's almost August. We're getting there.
So Corky's coming up soon.
Well, Corky's already being seen play, right? Corky's really good at it.
No, but I mean, he needs to get buffed more for Worlds, and then it'll be great. And then I can start my climb.
So there's that. We're going to talk more about Canon Wednesday. I just wanted to bring it up to see if you guys had touched him at all. But
no.
There was
Can you say, or do you know, if he's supposed to be kind of in the echelon of Lee Sin and Elise, where he's supposed to be early game oppressive, or is he supposed to scale up? Or
well, he's got
can
two
you
forms.
even get a read on that? Well, yeah.
One form is like the tanky bruiser type that would build like Black Cleaver and stuff, and the other form is more of an assassin, and the assassin form is doing better. The assassin form does better, but the ultimate doesn't do any damage when you pop onto him. Like it does nothing.
Yeah.
They hit you, and he pops out, and you go, "Were you inside me?"
Listen, the number of times I've heard that.
No, he seems like, well, so there's such a weird thing here where there hasn't been a champion I don't think where you pick like you had like Nidalees who were really good at like just like hitting those spears back when spears did the crazy amount of damage based on like 300% damage based on distance traveled, and everyone loved the long range spears like sniping people. But like this is such a weird champion because it's like I think he's a harder version of, not in terms of playstyle, but in the way of the amount of time it's going to take for people to start to learn him. Like Aurelion Sol is probably like the poster child now for this champion was hard as shit when people first picked him up, and no one knew how to play him, so he was garbage. And then after like 5 weeks, let's guess that's a huge guesstimate.
Right.
People figured out how to play him. His win rate started skyrocketing a bunch because everyone figured out how this like high skill ceiling but low skill, whichever. I know that the way that skill floor and skill ceiling makes sense is like the opposite. One of them is the opposite of what I think it should be, but it's a hard champion to play, and I think that's what's going to happen with this guy. Is people don't know which form is better. Like there might be you run into the game and it's situational, and it might be that one ends up thematically winning out over the other for everyone's everyone's builds. So I want to see what he's like in a little bit, but fuck, he seems so bad right now to start, just because I think they purposely undertuned him because they were scared of something like a release champion just
Echo.
dumpstering everyone else. Yeah, Echo like just crushing when he
Draven.
first came out.
Those what's the gank pass, right? That make him so incredibly scary because he can come from any direction that he wants. He's in the wall for 9 seconds as long as he's not hit. So he could walk through the side wall, for example, and if you're not paying attention, he's just going to come out of one of the bushes out of nowhere, and there he is, right? Hey, I made it into lane, and now here I am. Or I have come through like Bard through the wall, and now here I am, and I can knock you up. Being a straight line skill shot champion, it is harder to land a lot of that CC, but Cinder Hulk is just such a really good item right now that he kind of struggles a little bit not being able to build that item, and so any Cinder Hulk junglers are really good. Warrior is just unless you have crazy AD scaling, that's why Assassin works well with Kayn, is that Warrior doesn't work that well on the champions that need it. So they either need to tune back Cinder Hulk or give Warrior just a little bit of love out of the jungle. Problem with any jungle items is these people get them so much earlier than everybody else, and they get these extra stats that they can impact the map more with a ton of extra stats.
Yeah.
So it's hard to, I don't want Riot's job to do that.
Yeah, having a huge power spike for one champion that happens to be in all lanes is kind of not good. But it's really strong. That really affects the meta a bit more than other people do.
I do want to talk about the lethality changes that came in, because lethality is running amok right now in Summoner's Rift. Duskblade of Drakthar actually is one of the items that needs a gigantic nerf, because there is no cooldown on the passive of Duskblade, the one that does the extra damage.
Yeah.
So
There wasn't one, right? There wasn't one anyways before.
no, but you're still getting that 99% slow.
Yeah, okay.
And so and then you get that extra damage on top of it, right? Like if you're somebody like Wukong, you walk up, you pop them, you go invisible, you pop them again. Akali can do it. You can walk into a bush and walk out of it and just keep getting procs and damage. Not to mention it's way cheaper to buy than Infinity Edge and has a larger power spike than that item does for any AD carry. Jhin can 3-shot people at this point through the damage that he's doing with that.
Ooh, yeah, Kha'Zix has got 52%. That's probably very easy to get Duskblade procs when you have your ultimate.
Yes, anybody who can go invisible is using that item right now, and it's so overtuned that people like Draven are picking it up over Death's Dance.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, so the Duskblade needs some help, or rather, people need some help to either play against Duskblade or you. I guess they just need to nerf the item, right?
What's interesting is that they switched out the way lethality is calculated, but still added lethality, making it better on champions that get higher levels quicker, like junglers versus AD carries who are going to be lower level. Lethality is not going to be as effective. That's obviously a foreseen change. If you're giving more lethality and making it better for the people who have the level advantage anyways, like that's gonna happen. But then at the same time Cinderhulk came up and that started stomping. It feels like there's just a lot of strength in a lot of characters now. Like some of these win rates are ridiculous. Like Maokai and Cho'Gath are both 56 plus, 56, almost 56 and a half plus both.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Cinderhulk, and tons of buffs over time for Maokai.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. We're just in complain mode now.
I'm just kind of talking about what's strong and what's out there. Everybody kind of knows.
I need to play Urgot so bad.
The new Urgot?
I think I will be so bad at him. I think I'm going to be so bad, but it'll be
looks
funny.
fun.
He looks fun. He executes people, and that's amazing. But
one thing about New Urgot is now, thanks to New Urgot, Kennen has his first unique interaction.
Continue.
When Urgot executes Kennen, he has a special voice line for it. I'm trying to remember what it is. Like it's like the storm ends or something like that.
It probably says really creepy.
Well, yeah, it's Urgot.
No, I like it.
But that is Kennen's first special interaction.
Interesting. He doesn't have any ninja ones? He should.
As far as I know, that's what the Kennen main subreddit was saying. That's
maybe
his
he's
first,
because he's a Yordle and a ninja. He's kind of like he's pretty like he's like a loner. pretty asocial, so he doesn't want to. He's pretty quiet. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like making up a bunch of stupid lore things in my head right now that are not accurate, probably in any way.
This is called grasping at straws, friends.
Yeah. Hey, look at what happens some episodes.
No, this is not Dom's fault. This is my fault because I figured we had more people to be able to make a bigger discussion out of it. Not your fault. Your guys' fault either. Hey, I guess we. You know what? We'll make this a little bit of a shorter episode because at the end here, as we've grasped for straws for the last 10 minutes, I've got some questions. We're gonna do a mini trivia hour.
Mini quiz.
A mini trivia hour. This is actually a trivia hour for League of Legends. We've done this a couple times. We had the big one where we did it for the T-Force Network podcast when we hit episode 400, I think it was, or the Trinity Force Network.
Sounds about right.
We did another one when we had a listener on, or a Patreon subscriber rather, on, and we did it with him as well, and people liked it. So I have, I think, 15 questions, plus I can throw some more together if it seems to be going well real quick as I have some pages up. And I'm going to throw these at you guys, right? And let's see. You want to see how well you guys can do in some random league trivia?
Yeah.
Sure.
Everyone sounds so excited this evening. What a great episode! All right,
Let's do it.
let's do this. Hey guys, all right. So we're just gonna start this right off with some League of Legends trivia about when was the game released. You can give me month date, year, etc. I'll take 3 or 4 different answers here. You can give me the year. You can give me month. You can give me date. You can give me month, date, month, year.
The year is 2009.
There you go.
The month, fuck, I don't know. April.
Lancefur.
I'm gonna go in the same ballpark and say March.
October 27th, 2009.
October.
That was my second guess. Was that exact date?
Right, I know that.
You wouldn't have guessed that given how broad my first answer was, but
Hey,
nice.
what's Blitzcrank's Q called? What's the name of the ability?
Mad Life.
Isn't it
That's Rocket Grab.
Punch?
Rocket Grab. It is.
Rocket Grab.
I swear I'm not pulling anything up. My hands are very far away.
No, I can see him. It's fine. Well, I need to get a pen and pencil out here, right? Like start marking who's right and who's wrong. Come on, Lance. I need you to get in this.
Yeah.
You can't make me. You can't tell me what to do.
Vel'Koz's 80
I'll be bad
gross
if I want to.
Vel'Koz's
What the
80
fuck?
gross stat is this number.
Is it 3.14?
It's pi. It is 3.14.
Holy shit! Nice. Okay.
I
It's
remembered
good.
seeing that somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's Vel'Koz, right? Because he came down and he's
Yeah.
got all those
Yeah.
mathematical equations and bullshit.
All right. Oh, nice. We'll play it on that one.
All right, here we go. Do you want a much harder one?
That was all right. I would have said that one.
What is the
Whatever.
base movement speed of minions?
They're all the same, obviously.
What is the base?
It's got to be
movement
under.
Speed?
It's got to be under. It's got to be like under 300. So I'd say like 280.
I was
Lancer?
going to guess 250.
It is 325.
Wait, what?
Yes,
What
the
the
base movement speed of
what?
minions is 325.
Oh, did we? Oh, we got our. I forgot. We got move speed buffed up, so it's not
Yeah.
when boots moved from 50 to 25 move speed.
Cool.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, man, I can't find.
Hey,
it.
who's playing? Hey guys, if you're playing at home, tweet at us how much fun this is, because I would love to know.
This actually is fun for me because I like to listen to you guys kind of go, oh, because I would never get any of these. All right. Hey, in the Season 3 World Championship, do you guys know what the total prize pool was?
Season 3.
Mm-hmm.
I can probably math it out, and if I try hard enough, but
Ballpark estimate number.
ballpark. I know I can.
They're thinking.
Isn't it? It's
6
right
mil.
up. It's close to 2 million, if not like right about there.
$2,050,000.
Yep.
I'm being
okay. 'Cause
generous.
I knew
I'll
it
give
was
you all
1 million, and then 250,000 for second, and then I think 150 for third and fourth.
Yeah, I don't actually know how much they were get, but that's $2 million for the Season 3 World. Hey, what team won the Season 3 World Championship?
You serious?
Isn't that SKT?
SKT
Yes.
team won. Would name the players.
Ooh. I'll let you go for this one first.
You know, the season before I started playing. Let's see if I can do this.
I would be
that
surprised
would
if
be,
you got the support.
That'd be the support.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Let's see. Let's go for the easy ones first. That's gonna be Piglet and Faker.
Mm-hmm.
Support.
He's thinking. He's
Yeah,
got
I'm.
it.
I have a name that's coming to my
100
head.
acre lane, 100 acre bot lane.
Oh, so I was right. Actually,
Yes.
it's Pumandu.
It is Pumandu.
And then
Jungle top.
Jungle and top.
Come on. Everybody knows the jungler.
That would be. Get out of my head, Bang. You're not it. That'd be. What?
You just said it.
You were close there, except if you added a vowel at the
that's
end.
what I was.
Yes, it's
Bengi.
Bengi.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think of the other jungler because I was like, it's not blank. It's.
Yeah. And then top lane. Top lane,
This
he came
is-
over to NA.
Oh.
And he made
Oh.
a what when he came over to NA? Impact. His name is Impact.
Impact.
Yep, Impact.
Duh. Yep.
You got it, Lance. For hey, you know what? You
I
got
was-
you got
I was
Pumandu,
getting-
100 acre.
Yeah,
land.
Pumandu is a good one to get there.
That's
Yeah,
probably the
it's
hardest one
I
out
was-
of the entire group.
I was thinking, I was like, it wasn't Marin. Marin was a new addition. Then Duke wasn't it? Like, I'm going through all the other top laners and just drawing a blank.
Trying
Ah.
drawing a literal jungler.
All right. So you guys have a choice between. Do you want another LCS related question or another just general league trivia question? I got a few more of these, and we'll just call it.
You got the floor Lancer. You got that one.
General.
Okay. So, you want a
General
general?
for
Tryndamere,
400.
Olaf, and Ashe are what part of what faction?
Freljord.
Freljord.
Yep.
They call them city states, but I guess they've changed them to factions now. It was easier to say faction than it was that. Kale's ultimate.
thing.
Ooh. Shit.
Silence is podcast gold.
I should know this one.
It's what we need to give you after everything you've been doing all summer.
Like a full liver cleanse, because I don't think that's correct.
You'll get that after you have your intervention, which is what Kale's ultimate is called.
Intervention.
Oh.
Was it intervention? Fuck, I thought it was. I thought it was like divine intervention, but that didn't seem right. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to give you 4 teams. I will give you the 4
Okay.
teams after a few seconds because I want to see if anyone can guess it straight out. Who won the 2013 spring season of LPL?
Of LPL?
Uh-huh.
Of LPL.
Wait, why is this 4 teams?
Because there was 4 teams total in the... I mean, I guess there's 2, but I'm giving you 4 to pick from. Kind of like a multiple choice question, ABCD.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay, yeah. I gotcha.
All right, I'll give you the 4 teams. OMG, IG, PE, WE.
What was PE? Positive energy? Is that PE? All right.
This is multiple choice. I need the
Let me
timer.
go ahead. I will guess OMG.
I was gonna
Just
say
to keep
MG
things-
also.
WE, World Elite one. The 2.
I know that they did well at Worlds
Yes.
season 3, so
All right,
Yeah.
couple more questions
2,
before
shit, season 2.
we close this out. Before becoming a rioter and caster, Jet played for what pro team?
rock solid.
Rock Solid?
Yeah, and then he went to Dignitas.
No, CLG.
Jat?
Jet. You're thinking Dignitas. Oh no, Jet did play for Dig, didn't
Yeah.
he? I had the
He
wrong
played
one
for rock
down.
solid and Dignitas.
Yeah, you're right. I had the wrong thing written down.
I was like, that is not at all correct.
Now you're making me wonder if I actually picked the right person for the 2013 LPL Spring Championship. I have to go to the Wikipedia and double check to make sure I got this right. Come on, Wikipedia, load faster. Where's it at? Hold on.
Just go to your next questions. We can fact check later.
I'm fact checking now.
This
Hey,
is podcasting hell.
This is awful. The strength of minions
Oh,
increases as the timer increases, right? So as the timer increases, the minions get stronger. How many seconds are there between waves before the strength of minions increase?
Sorry, you used an extra word there. What? You said seconds in between waves before
Wait.
it increases, or
Yeah.
seconds between? Seconds in between each increase.
Yeah, so there you go. How many seconds are there between each increase?
2 minutes.
90 seconds?
90 seconds. Every third wave.
Okay. All right.
Well, I threw that one out there because you guys need to know that.
Yeah, I did need to know that because guys, here's a new pro tip. Whenever that 90 seconds starts coming up, alert your team. Start like furiously pinging on the ninjas and say, "Look how much their damage went up."
Ping the hell out of the Nexus. Always.
Well, so someone just got to hear an ad. I actually think that LPL question was wrong too. God damn it! Whoever I got those 2 questions from is fucking terrible, and I didn't fact check.
Where'd you get the
earlier.
questions from?
Don't
Did you like
ask.
say, "Hey guys, send me some questions on Twitter"?
No, I got one last one for you. Then we'll close out this podcast. So hey, this is why we're not the LCS podcast, or I don't fact check my stuff before I put it together, and why I was randomly thrown. The Mastery Insight does what?
Summoner spell cooldown.
By how many percent?
15%.
Boom, done.
Yep.
And that's
Sorry.
Oh no.
and that's how we end that podcast. I know a very exciting episode, but I like doing little trivia questions because see how they answer. Hey, if you guys are out there listening and you hate listener questions, or rather you hate this kind of stuff, send us some topics. Send us some emails because we always stockpile them and try to use them all
Hey,
together.
Lancifer, guess what? We were right. Oh my, OMG was definitely correct.
Yeah, I looked it up actually.
Hey.
It was OMG, not WE. It's like,
Yep.
That's it. I think we're going to leave it there. Guys, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. We'll be back Wednesday. Skyen and Victor, who did the art for Urgot, who did the splash art. He penned it all up. He's going to be on Wednesday. We're going to talk about Urgot and Kane and hopefully bring you another fantastic episode of this podcast. Guys, we will
It'll
see
be
you all then. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to our product and being a member of the Trinity Force Network community. If you have a moment, please head over to iTunes and give your favorite show a comment and a rating. If you're so inclined, you can check out all of the other great shows in the network. We've got a wide variety of content from League of Legends to general gaming and role-playing podcasts. If you'd like to follow us on social media, we can be found at Twitter, Facebook, and Reddit under T-Force Network. We've also got a Patreon under that name where you can support your favorite shows with a small donation each month. Thanks again for listening, and we hope you continue to enjoy all of our podcasts, videos, and the community that we provided.